Hey, this is Chris, and doing a YouTube video on November 3rd, 2020, the day, the election day. And I'm not going to be talking about too much about politics because we've had enough of that. What I am going to talk about is looking into Christ in a new way. How do we do that? How do we look? Because it says in the Bible that Jesus, that the Lord is new every morning. Every morning he's new. Is he being new for you? Why is he being new? Why does it seem like it's the same thing over and over? It's because, you know why that is? You're too caught up in the world. All this election stuff, all your worries, the cares of this world is drowning out the plant that is the Holy Spirit inside of you. That is the spirit that God is trying to grow inside you. The the part of you that is in relationship with the Lord, the God the Father of all creation, the one that should be most important. I'm not telling you that I'm there all the time, but I recognize what's most important. I see the goal. Paul pointed towards the goal, the prize. It is a race. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. Don't give up. Don't give in. And how do you do that? You do that by asking God for help. Many times Jesus said to cry out, and I always wondered how those scriptures pertain. I never understood why he said so much, I give the Holy Spirit to those that ask. I'm like, I know he does. What's the big deal? Of course we get the Holy Spirit when we accept Christ. It's because he is what we need all the time. The Holy Spirit gives us fruits of the Spirit: joy, love, peace, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control. He gives us those things. We don't do it in the flesh. What's preventing us? What's preventing us? And that's the devotion for today. It's all this. The election, your job, your relationships, all everywhere. It's distracting. Oh my gosh, how do I do that? How do I get away from all the distraction? Cry out to the Lord. Ask him. Cast your burden on him. Cast your cares on him. Cast your anxiety, your emotions. How do you do that? How do you do that? Crying out to him. Cry out to him. Hear him, and then be still. Be still and know that he is God. How do you be still? Know that he is God. Start realizing how powerful he is. Don't be fooled that he's not in control, that hasn't been in control all your life. I was talking to Christians this morning, and she gets so frustrated about different things about her physical body, because it's an aching and this and that. And I says, do you understand that God could heal you like that? God could have you change your circumstances and physicalness and emotions like that? Oh, he could. Oh, yeah, he could. Why doesn't he? And she goes, I don't want to talk about it. You know why you don't want to talk about it? Because then you blame God. Yeah, it's easy to blame God because you feel frustrated in your flesh. That's all flesh that gets frustrated with with your circumstances, with your body, with everything that comes against you in your trials and tribulations. That's flesh that's given a hard time. Let it go. Let it go. And cry out to the Lord and say, God, help me trust you for today and the days to come. Help me trust you so that I may hear you and be still and know that you are God, that I can trust you amidst all my problems in the past, in my present, and all the understanding that I don't have of all this. I get it. I couldn't understand it. I get so frustrated and have gotten so frustrated by the way God works until I let it go. And oh my gosh, has that been freeing? It's freeing when we don't lean on our own understanding. We do it a lot. You think, oh, I don't lean on my understanding. I just get frustrated. That's leaning on your own understanding because you don't understand it, so you get frustrated. And you get emotional and you don't want to give it to God because look what he's done for me. Nothing. Well, he's done some things, but I still am emotional. You are going to be. That's a good thing. It tells you you need Jesus. You need to go to him and you cry out to him and be comforted by him. Jesus said, you know what the Holy Spirit is? He's the comforter. Let him comfort you. I know it's not easy. It's always, his burden is light. That's because when we go to him, it's light. It's hard. It's hard to be saved. It's hard to be a true Christian. It's the reason why a rich person was hard to go through the eye of a needle because he had so much. Well, I don't have that much. You do. Americans are the most spoiled country in the whole world for all eternity. I mean, since all the past. We have so much stuff. We worry about how much cell phone we have and data we have. And we freak out when we don't have it. That's why I'm thinking, Amish might have it right. I mean, we are freaking out about the wrong things. But I'm not saying that I'm not there. I get freaked out. Kristen always complains to me. You're always running to that game on your cell phone. I do. It's a problem. But I realize that, and I cry out to the Lord, and he frees me from the cell phone. I have my good days and bad days, but I'm seeking him, and he's freeing me up more and more. How does he do that? Because I cry out to him, and I let him cover me and love on me, and I be still before him and know that he is God, and that he is the one that rewards those that go to him, and that he comforts us, and he gives us everything we need, and then we submit to God, and what do? Resist the devil. How do you resist the devil? You resist the devil by coming against him with the helmet of the armor of God. And how does that happen? It's because we believe in what Jesus has said. We are saved. That means we don't have to worry. We have the truth, so we don't have to wonder if somebody else is right. I'm not saying that we don't question and stuff and we are searching, but we don't have to worry. You don't have to freak out when somebody says, oh, that's not really true. So what? God will show me. He will show me. So I can be okay when I'm not sure. Because the Holy Spirit will lead you on to all truth. That's biblical. That's in the Bible by Jesus. The God of the universe said that. So if you're not going to worry, it's because Jesus said it. I'm being a little strong because I know that we all need that. We all need somebody to tell us that it's going to be okay, not because God is so, he's so comforting and he'll let you slide by. No, he's saying, don't worry, because if you cry out to me and seek me with your heart, soul, mind, and strength, I will reward that. So that's a devotional for today. I'll share a little bit about some of the things. I'm not going to get into too much because I want it to really be kind of election free. But one thing I do want to emphasize is that things are going to happen. They're already preparing. There's many articles out there about if Trump wins, there's going to be riots and there's going to be frustration. And we'd be praying for election right now. We'd be praying above all things for God to do his will for today and the rest of the months to come. Pray, 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 pray above all things. And then second, don't worry. God's got it covered for one. And then we have to be praying for his guidance because it's going to be a mess and you're going to have to know where to go and what to do. That's why I keep mentioning, I don't know how this is going to come about, but I feel very strongly that if you need help, you need guidance, you need direction, you need somehow to message us in Facebook or YouTube or somewhere, and we'll get a hold of you through email or, like I said, through Messenger, as long as we can. and we will help you. We are made for this. I have no doubt. I mean, I graduated in psychology. I still don't use it. I mean, I use it because I'm a nurse now, and I use it sometimes. But I've grown up analyzing people all my life, and it's got to be for something. I mean, God uses it here and there, but I can't but think that this is for these times coming up. And He's given me. I mean, we've met with a guy that was God was using in a specific way. I call it Holy Spirit counseling. Unbelievable. The best counseling I've ever had from one guy. One guy. But it revolutionized the way I think and how I would counsel a person. And so, if you need any help, these are going to be tough times. It just, all this points to tough times. I mean, Newt Gingrich is saying, that he should, there should be steps that he should, Trump should be taking if there's riots and stuff, if he, becomes elected. And I mean, I mean, it's very possible it could be martial law, people. It's not something to be afraid of as Christians. And if you're not a Christian, you're just listening as a conservative, don't freak out. This is not Hitler. It's not. He's got Pence as his vice president. Okay, now if he, Pence starts saying something, then I'd be a little concerned. But this is a group of people that are led by God. Okay, I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes. Don't go by your feelings. Okay, God is in control here. There's many strong Christians. I mean, not even just me. I mean, there's a lot of strong Christians that says that God is in control of this. Okay, so He is in. God is, there's been people having dreams of Trump crying to God, crying out to God. I'm not saying Christian, I'm just saying that there is many things going on behind the scenes that you don't know. So trust God, no matter who gets in power, and follow Him in this, because it's going to be tough, because it's all over the place. This is going to go crazy. Even if Biden gets in, it's going to go crazy, because the thing is they're wanting to change the whole country. They want to change the Constitution. They've said it several times, different ways. Biden and all the Democrats. We're going to have a different country if Biden gets in. A whole different country. They've even said it. We're going to have a socialism. So just be aware, no matter what happens, whoever's in control, it's going to be different. And you're not going to be able to rely on the old ways of thinking as Christians, as Americans. So if you're listening, you're not a Christian, listen, and if you have questions, I'll just give you my discernment about this. Me and Christian will pray about it, and I can't believe God is going to put Christians in power, not in certain necessarily just for politicians, but in a position so that you need to help. You can get it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be your normal, oh yeah, well, I'll just turn the TV off. Well, I'll just go to work and do my own thing. I mean, this coronavirus, I'm not talking about it too much, is that it's just an example of how crazy it can get. We're not even listening to true science anymore. This is not true science when you can say that masks help and only part of the virus gets through. And they're saying that, oh, it protects you and that, you won't get the virus if you wear a mask, which is a lie. Every scientist knows, and any person that has any background in medical knows, that it does not prevent anything. It may, make it less available. You're not going to get it as soon. You might not get it right away. But I'm telling you, if you wear a mask, unless you're wearing an N95 mask, or you have one of those, like, special masks, that, has a negative pressure, like that, it's not going to prevent it. It will not prevent it. That's why you have social distancing, which then I will not prevent it. Because eventually you're going to run into somebody, unless you're staying at home. Which, sometimes if you're older, you're in the 60s and 70s, and you're immune compromised, maybe you should be doing that. That's why they have different stuff. I mean, that would be my advice. Stay at home. Limit yourself. I mean, which is sad. It's nice that we have, the internet so that you can communicate and stuff and not be affected. That's up to you. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, because each person God has had a different plan for, a direction for their lives. Okay? Lives. So, but Don't be fooled that masks is the answer. And I'm sorry, even the vaccine is not the complete answer, because they even said that it only works a percentage of the time. It's not 100%, people. What works all the time? Well, Jesus works all the time, for one. And another thing that works a lot, if not, a good percentage, health. Now, if you can't, like I said, if you're immunocompromised, you don't have much, might not have much choice if you're like on cancer medications, or if you're, you have, some type of illness. But if you're not, I mean, my wife has got illnesses and stuff. She just pounds the, vitamins and zinc and different things that help your immune system. And we know people that are immunocompromised, gotten the virus, but because they've stayed as healthy as possible, they've got past it. And they're older. So what does that tell you? What's the most biggest thing you can do above everything? Even if, even if you're immunocompromised to some degree, stay healthy as possible. Eat healthy, take vitamins, read up on things. My wife is the greatest at that, and she tells me all this kind of stuff, and it's like, what is that? It always points to that. And if you can, be a Christian. Be a true Christian, because he protects those who needs protection. And if you do die, you get to go to heaven. Watch my videos. Find out how to be a true Christian if you really want to be a Christian. How to walk in the Holy Spirit. I wish I knew what I've learned the last 4 years or 5 years, all my Christian walk. I've been seeking out these answers for years, and nobody had the answers. And more and more people are talking like this, walking in the Spirit, and what that means. And I share these videos not because I feel like I'm like this all-knowledgeable person, but I listen to myself now, because as I share these things and God shares myself, I have to remind myself by I listen to my own videos. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. It reminds my own self of how I should be walking in the Spirit. Now, we listen to other people. There's certain people I won't mention right now. I mean, if people want to know some of the people we listen to, but are amazing listening to the Holy Spirit, and walking in Christ. There's people from all denominations even. We know people that we met with somebody in La Crosse, amazing woman that is following the Holy Spirit, and they're not in a main denomination. I mean, a denomination that people think, they're not saved. You can't say that. This person was saved. And I'll just mention, they're either Lutheran, Catholic, Methodist, one of those, okay? And they were saved, and they were amazing. They were listening to the Holy Spirit. I could tell. You could just sense it. So that's what I'm saying. This is not about, my religion and my only hiding truth. I don't purport to know the only, the special truth or anything. I just feel that God's just revealing things that I've seen other people being revealed to the same stuff. And don't be lost if you don't have to be. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so that's pretty much it what I'm talking about. And just keep praying. God bless.